Defence has looked a bit suspect, so out go goalkeeper John Lukic and central defender Chris Fairclough. Mark Beanie, signed from Brighton last year, comes in for only his second ever Premiership game in goal. It's a big night for him. Fairclough's place goes to young David Weatherall, who gets his first game of the season, and despite a vociferous lobby from the Leeds fans, still no sign of David Rocastle.
Yeah, one or two changes you say, but I don't think...
From the coffin as the lid was almost being nailed down. They've made a pretty steady start, 5 points from 5 games, and Joe Raw's quite pleased about the way they've been playing. The defence has remained unchanged throughout the season so far. There is a switch, though, up front. Darren Beckford, the former Port Vale and Norwich striker, is back after injury, and that's at the expense of Andy Ritchie, who drops to substitute against one of his old clubs.
Well, we all know, everyone says it about Joe Raw's teams. They're entertaining. They're job, if you like, to mark them very tightly.
Strachan with the corner, aimed towards Weatherall. Leeds United lead, and Gordon Strachan answers his critics with a goal.
Well, he wanted more direct football, and the goal is an ideal result from it. Exactly what we talked about, you and I, before the game. Look for Dean to be the focal point of the long ball. He got the flick, Wallace got the flick, speed was backing up, and look at the finish from little Gordon Strachan. Gerrard gets a hand on it, I think you'll see from here. Gerrard gets a hand on it, the angle's not great, but a wee man takes his sights. And look at that, nestling in lovely, right in the stanchion.
Here's Strachan again, it's his second goal of the season. He scored at Arsenal, yeah, you're right. Gerrard got his hand to it, couldn't get it away. And the little man has a smile all over his face. You heard one or two fans outside saying that Strachan, well, maybe he's not as good as he used to be.
Nettle, you see there, John Newson.
Nearly his first at Ellen Road for Brian Dean.
Great skill from Dean, but what about Strachan's contribution? Didn't touch the ball, but contributes so much. Watch this, he's so aware. Over he goes. Wallace is obviously given the call. And from here on in, Oldham are in trouble. It's a little bit behind Brian Dean, but it's a super little flick and a great save from Paul Gerrard.
But look at this, Gunnar Haller here. Can he make something of this? Still Haller, this could be a chance of an equaliser for Oldham. And in the end, Leeds smuggle it away, but there was the warning. Well in the air, and Dean, of course. Out to Batty, he doesn't score many, but that would have been interesting to see where that might have ended up if it hadn't been blocked. Fleming looking for Olney with the long ball. Recovering from Weatherall.
Leeds. You can see him saying he's offside. There's a lot of players in there, Ian. Rodney Wallace, desperate for a goal, will be bitterly disappointed. But again, it's the long ball. It's route one. Dean again is the man. Another super stop here. And I really don't know where the offside comes in. There's a goalkeeper. There's a man on the line. For the life of me, I'm absolutely amazed. I think you'll probably find it might be Gordon Strachan after he hits this. Now he hits this. Now let's watch him again. There's Gordon Strachan. And I think he's given offside against Strachan. And that's an amazing decision, it really is.
Well, if it was for offside, because there was a man on the line, and Roy Pearson was the linesman with his flag up. Unless...
Now look at the goalkeeper, he's 7 yards out. Now look at Gordon Strachan's position. Technically he's in an offside position there. But I mean, do me a favour, how can you disallow that? Takes a knock there, Kelly, and I thought Bernard's just going to lift it over him. But his touch on the ball gave the goalkeeper a chance. And Mark Beanie will be a pretty pleased man about that. First time he's been called upon. He wasn't found wanting. But I did feel that Bernard gave him the chance, taking the touch on the ball.
Now he does.
It's that man again. The linesman, I mean. But it just shows you, doesn't it, how you can dominate a game, but if you don't take your chances, sides will always create a chance or two. It's obviously on the flick here. No one's offside there. But look, there's the flick. It's very, very close, isn't it? It wouldn't surprise me if that wasn't offside and Beckford was in line, but it was marginal. Oh well. Well, Tony DeRigo's on the wrong side there, marking Gunnar and never had a chance of getting in. He's totally on the wrong side. He's marking him on the far side. You can see it there. And Haller's always favourite from then. And I think what saves the goalkeeper is it comes straight at him.
This is Oldham's first corner in the 76th minute. No test for Beanie this time. And Barlow, he had to watch that as well. It was curving like a fast bowler's away swinger. It's only back towards Beckford. And Brian Deane is a defensive hero. And he's down injured as well.
I'm not surprised to see Brian Deane back.
We are into successive defeats with a victory given to them by that goal by Gordon Strachan. And still going strong at 36. His goal decided it early on. That fierce right foot cross shot, relief for the Leeds fans. But there were some anxious moments in the last 20 minutes or so as Oldham pushed hard for the